100 Thieves starting on there, where they have plenty of their own ideas to run, playing a exceptionally unique comp here.
EG on the attack. You know, EG have prepped for EA to pop off. You know, 100 Thieves have prepped for Cryo to pop off. So I'm genuinely going to be looking for how do both of these teams activate their stars?
I think for 100 Thieves, it's about giving as much information possible to set up Cryo to be in the best spots to take fights. Him and Asuna both. Definitely want to be on seek and destroy missions. But Evil Geniuses, a team that so often plays these late rounds, trying to rotate into lurks, pivot in through mid, now have to deal with two agents that want to take forward lines for information in Chamber and Yoru, and two scan initiators that give all the intel in the world to 100 Thieves. It'll be a very hard half for EG to call.
Yeah, and you're already seeing it play out, just like you were saying. I mean, you've got the Dart that's already scanned all the way down bottom mid. Both the Yoru and the Chamber took aggressive lines down that spot.
And it's interesting that 100 Thieves are anticipating an A finish here. 4 players on this side of the map. But Evil Geniuses, in typical EG fashion, have not committed anywhere just yet. Now a smoke comes in, it's time for Ye to re-clear a bit of this mid space. And off of what he finds, that's how EG will call this.
And in poetic fashion, it is Cryo waiting on the other side. El Diablo on the prowl. Couple of Headhunter bullets. The first one will go just off the mark, and Cryo wins the first duel.
Cryo brought a few friends to the fight. It's unfair. Now Evil Geniuses walk straight into Xander. First kill goes Supa's way, but it's not clear just yet because EG have the spike on the other side of the map.
And Cryo is still there, lying in wait. Kess tries to hold the line a bit. Does well to get that far. That's a spike on the ground.
30 seconds left.
And it's Cryo hovering over it. EG have made a bit of a mess of this round.
Cryo's moved all the way up into B main.
Teleport's ready.
He hears everything trampling forward. Like Clydesdale's clip runs dry, gets his 1-3 on the round. EU cleans it up. The pistol for 100 Thieves.
Keep them in our
Concerns already for EG, just the pistol. But after how much of a stomp that first map was, that can't feel good.
What is it that stood out to you? Why do you feel like there are concerns already?
Well, I'm looking at this map, and Evil Geniuses had no real commit anywhere. This was a round where, like you said, they're planning for Ye to pop off, send him out on a little mission.
I actually don't know what they're doing.
Fair.
And that's kind of what you were highlighting here.
And because Ye dies in mid when they're playing 2 players towards A, 2 towards B, that's why it looks so strange. They're just both trying to walk into the site, see if they can find anything.
That was Kess already spamming that aggro line into B main.
Yeah, early Ares on the map. Not so common you see that rifle, but on Corrode it deals a whole lot of damage.
EA is looking for just any pixel, anyone to overstep, and EU's playing with fire there.
This map is very likely going to come down to the opening fights EG are able to find with their fighters. And if they were coming in, the prep against 100 Thieves is the opening fights went horribly versus G2, so this should be a map and a playstyle that works nicely for EG. And hasn't been the case so far on either map.
100 Thieves again ahead of the play. Evil Geniuses are all A, sure. But there's a whole lot of threat on the other side. You can only dash your way through so much. EU lights up the kill feed. 3 on the round, but Ye gets 3 of his own.
How has he done that? Out of nowhere.
He's
EG.
He's upgraded to the Guardian as well. Kess is going to arrive late to the party.
30 seconds left.
But Doug, Kess was on fire on Bind. This kid has looked so good at times.
Yeah, but does it carry over? Does the success he found on Bind carry Corrode? No. A thrifty round win off the backs of Ye.
Round 1 is Cryo. Round 2 is Ye. It's already starting to heat up here. A tied scoreline, 100 Thieves in shambles.
Both of these stars looking to put on a show, and we're going to take a look at that from Ye's POV one more time. Ooh. Yeah, that last one was gross. Cryo had Asuna had nowhere to go there, but on to Cryo.
The entire crowd.
Snaps his head back.
The scan assist from Nature on the second kill too. Critical to that.
Pacey here. The shock to push Kess off that line, but Ye's still, or excuse me, Cryo's still there.
Yeah, and only 3 bullets on the Headhunter.
Oh, can Ye do it again? He's triple-faced here, and he's alone.
EU's gonna have a dart as well. Think to try and combo with this next smoke.
You saw it refreshed. Ye playing on a knife's edge. There's the flash, immediately TP's away. Meanwhile, Cryo taking that early flight, walking away on top.
And 100 Thieves have stayed alive on site. So they have 4 players again every single mid-round. It's 100 Thieves with the jump on EG. But this time, EG have a lot more time. Still have Supa hanging around in mid. See what he can open up.
They also have such a massive gun advantage, which ultimately was insignificant in the previous round, but, you know, Cryo doesn't have any headhunter bullets.
Had to use all of those back in B main.
Teleport's ready.
But still, the sheer bodies 100 Thieves are bringing to this mid-fight could be enough.
Will that be enough to overwhelm? I don't think so. The gun difference on full display.
Yeah, good movement out of Icy as well.
30 seconds left.
Holds his teammates back. Now he can be the late lurk into mid. Cut off the rotates.
Spike planted.
Cass cutting up that angle as best as he can, but yeah, it's not going to be enough. Icy with 3 as EG take the lead.
So already these early rounds are a great preview of what this half is going to be. Evil Geniuses taking a lot of slow rounds. It'll be these opening fights, you know, one pick with a chamber. That'll give a team an advantage. But then, in the calm of the mid-rounds, that's where 100 Thieves have to choose. Are they going to hard lean into a site? They've done that a few times, put 3-4 players on one side of the map and stop EG from getting out of the chokes. Or here, on the light buy, go for the re-clears to flush out lurks, to flush out the rotates through mid. 100 Thieves' challenge in their calling is going to be constantly to mix up those different ideas.
Well, that's already A dealt with. And also to fall shortly thereafter. The Hunter's Fury trying to cause a little bit more chaos. And it's Cass who gets the kill.
Just beastly holding his own out in the open with the Odin. Icy down to 32 HP, Supa on 50.
EG a little battered and bruised, but still with eyes set on A.
Cryo just jiggling this line.
Is there anything to cover the cross?
Not just yet. A drone, perhaps, will... Cryo scurrying. What?
Supa with 3. And now the site is theirs.
One enemy remains.
Oh, don't give up on him now. You gotta will him past the finish line. Supa's 19 HP. But do they let him off the leash? Do they let him go hunt?
Last player standing.
The Red Bull clutches 100 Thieves punch back.
Monstrous! No ace for you! Xander scolding the crowd! Potter can't believe it! I can't either!
Riot Games Arena with head in hands. And you can see it on their faces. That one hurts. That's the one that got away. And so just like that, we're tied at 2 apiece. Already 10 seconds into the next round. The Paranoia and the Dark Cryo gets the best of Ye. 100 Thieves digging their heels in. The middle of the map is theirs.
Supa, though, the difference maker for Evil Geniuses, has given Evil Geniuses a chance to get back in the round. Icy still in mid, and it's him anticipating this refight from 100 Thieves.
A triple face on the other side, though.
He'll be the backbreaker right here.
1 kill found, position given away. 100 Thieves should be wise to it. And Icy swings into his death.
Teleport's ready.
So Supa once more finds himself in a late round on 50 HP. The lasers, nature's just dodging around them.
Fancy footwork out from him. And that's a massive test they just solved. One they just passed.
This is a pit 100 Thieves have seen in the prep against EG. This is what they need to be ready for on this fight to re-clear in. Supa likes to play on the left pocket of this. Nobody left on site.
And they should know that. EU and Cryo forced to forge their way through this pit. A tap of the spike is just a threat.
He's low.
He is so low, but the shock's just not connecting both times. And now the dart.
player standing.
Spam comes through, Cryo dead. EU's tucked tail, he's getting out.
The two survivors from Evil Geniuses just clutched up that round massively. Supa and Nature both finding lurks to open up the A site. Think too, Icy getting this kill.
There they are.
One enemy
Just taking an
remaining.
extra body away from
You and
clearing
Cryo
the
are
pit.
actually beating him so hard. Did you see that?
But it worked. It worked beautifully for EG.
And so what feels like is similar, if memory serves me right, similar timing to the first map. Coaches throw the brakes on it right after 5 rounds to get involved in the conversation, this time at the hands of Zix, at the hands of 100 Thieves.
And you heard Mimi, if you're sticking around for the analyst desk segment, talking about listening in on the comms, hearing the micro details, those slight switch-ups that Zix is giving his team. We've seen a few times 100 Thieves go for these mid-re-clears. We've also seen 100 Thieves just drop to the lurks as well, so these are certainly going to be front of mind for 100 Thieves. And back on Bind, the adjustment against EG's lurks often was doubling up into the space where EG had just found success. You think about Hookah towards that B side on Bind, sending in Cryo to bait for Asuna. 100 Thieves may have ideas to do similar plans around a main or around Link, trying to avoid falling into these lurks again, although of course on this, it will just be the eco.
We've seen a couple of thrifties, and so I'm not inclined to fully throw this round away. Cryo has 6 Headhunter bullets as well. A couple of Sheriffs.
To play, let's play.
I actually think 100 Thieves won more thrifties versus G2 than they won rifle rounds.
Okay.
Genuinely, they won multiple. They actually won multiple.
And so yeah, maybe that's the win con here. Yay, with the ult. Looking to take this mid fight.
The last time 100 Thieves were on the light buy, remember, they grouped up 4 players in the mid round for this fight around the wall, and, well, that's anticipated with just some spam on through the smoke.
Okay, if they give up this mid fight and try to rotate back into B, look at where they've inserted Cryo.
All the way forward.
And he's got a TP to get out.
He's been good.
But how good? He's got to get more than one. If he's got to get a shot at this, and they're all going to triple face, it doesn't even connect. Splits the uprights.
Yeah, you always jump that first line, break the crosshair, speed up into the site. Icy prepping the wall. And here they go. That pinged 5 players. The Haunt and Cryo.
Cryo has more to be done, but Cryo gets his 2. Now with the blistering pace out onto the site, they try to scale. And they hunt him down.
Spike down.
Asuna got a pick from heaven.
Icy's popped his ult.
20 seconds left, Doug.
Oh, they're so weak. And Icy get the last one. Xander trying to cover around the box, and he can't.
That was a round of haunts there. Almost living in the back of 100 Thieves' mind as 5 players get pinged in main. Cryo gets the 2 kills, but the second haunt out of EG goes unbroken. That's what allows those extra players scaling into the site to continue forward. Yes, Icy as well, doing a bit of bullying there with the lasers. So here comes the reset. 100 Thieves with an operator for Cryo. 1v1.
And they're not quite playing against each other right now.
Cryo knows he has that little angle to work with. And the rest of the team trying to show all these shots, I think, to make EG expect, even with the money for the op to be bought, that the op would be surely posted probably in B main, if you look at the map right now.
That smoke will obfuscate his view, at least for the time being. The drone clears just enough.
Little bait switch.
Oh boy, that's Icy heating up. Cryo picks up the stick, looks to pick him apart.
Icy got a
land.
second kill there. And that operator means nothing. Now EG can split into the A site. Look where Kess is, stuck back in pocket.
They might already be saving.
Kess can't save, he's got to fight.
Does he have anywhere to go? Does he have anything he can do? Gets his one, well done, but yay, on the swing. And now Xander's left with a tough decision. Do you dare try to fight this?
He clutched up in this spot before, Doug.
But it's essentially a 1v4. Cryo's not even in the play.
Xander's hungry for it. He just needs one guy to swing into him.
Yeah, he might be biting off more than he could chew, though.
Now with the smoke, he's given himself a pathway back into the site.
Xander, you sneaky little devil, what can you find? Icy jumps away, the paranoia invested. Trying to push the pace a little bit more. Derek, best sim assassination saw. Now Cryo's stuck in an awkward spot. Tried committing into the retake, drops the op for it.
That's a disaster. Xander baited Cryo into trying to play out that round. And now the op is gone, as you mentioned. There's no more money to buy that back up. There's no money to buy anything for 100 Thieves. You can see the clear timing of Icy. That second kill, very nice, by the way. But he gets that kill onto the player in the corner before that smoke goes down in mid. So there was no opportunity for the trade to come in. Cryo couldn't do anything there.
And so the villain showing signs of life after the disaster that was Bind. Up 3 rounds here. And a broken buy for 100 Thieves.
The fact EG are counting up these rounds on attack too spells doom for 100 Thieves, because I truly believe EG are way better on defense than they are attack on this map. They proved that versus G2.
So what's the magic number here?
I don't know if there is one. I think 100 Thieves are going to have to prove that they can break EG's defense, because 5 to me already would have been enough for EG. And 6 after an eco. That's just a cherry on top.
The trip cleared, and you instantly see Evil Geniuses start to rotate back towards this fight. Cryo's been here before. Trigger, discipline, snaps.
Spike down, B.
This time, EG are a bit lazy on the jump clear. It's a jump peek and then swings behind it instead of the jump across into the open with people coming in right on through. Good enough that there is the trade there. Be worthwhile for EG. Although C100 Thieves creeping back into the space, there's potential to reclaim a gun and now to start getting the stack over into the A site. If EG take too much longer, there'll be 3 members of 100 Thieves ready for this one.
With a lighter buy, which has meant nothing in this series so far.
Left.
But these angles are pretty close. As 100 Thieves bunker into the A site, the Sheriff could still do work.
Austin has got a really aggro line. No TP to get away with, if I'm not mistaken. Well, better late than never. Cash joins the fray. 2 for the rookie, 10 seconds left. The spike has to make its way out, and it cannot.
100 Thieves continue to step forward after the fights go down. EG are always walking away from it. They have this macro read against EG. So it puts them into these positions where even on the light guns, they have more than enough players in the spot. There's no one behind Icy. He's running around like a madman. Where's the second player swinging in? EG are getting lost in the details. So Potter will slam the brakes.
Again, if you are just joining us, if you are just tuning in, let me remind you of the stakes for Evil Geniuses.
Hit me.
You have to win this map to keep your year alive. You're down 1-0 already against 100 Thieves. You're going to have to put together a lower bracket run to get to top 3 just to make champs. There is no more backs against the ropes than this.
And you recall this situation back in stage 1 where EG against G2 were 2 rounds away from winning that series.
Right.
From being able to go to Toronto. If they go to Toronto, the extra points and whatnot, they're probably already qualified for Paris at this point. This wouldn't even matter. 2 rounds was the difference then. And already on Corrode, on this map that could end their year, think of the 2 rounds that have slipped away. There and anti-eco. Back before when everyone in here was cheering for Supa's ace, Xander 1v3s them. Yes, they're leading. Yes, they're leading now. But if the momentum starts to spin out of control, all of a sudden this will start weighing on them in the critical moments.
It's thin ice they stand on. Just 2 rounds. An early dog and an aggro line for Asuna. A main.
Take flight.
Austin actually backs away while our Chambers set up in B main.
It's an op on one side. But Ye does not have the same luxury. Meanwhile, the mid is lost from the defense. Asuna again falling. Cass fills in. 2 found.
And Ye best Cryo in main. Evil Geniuses, they lose the fight in MiG hugely, but Ye is still alive.
But they also lost his nose. Ye gets his one. EU's got a 1v2. 60 HP? No shot. Ye gets 3, EG gets a 6.
2022, Ye jumps in his time machine. Doesn't know what map he's playing on, but he still wins the round. Deals with Cryo first in the one-on-one in main. And as you said, that spike was stranded down in mid. Cass had done nice work, but the hard clear just sits down Cryo.
And so into the next we go. A strong buy from both sides. Nature and Derek both with our ults to play.
100 Thieves really trying to show some force in A main. 2 players up there initially, but always falling back. Seems to have been an adjustment out of the timeout. Not wanting to fall victim to Supa's lurks in this space again.
Poison's off.
Looking to mid, Doug. Our Chambers once more challenging similar lines.
No ops on either side this time.
BA is fairly passive right now. After hearing this drone find nothing, that's when he may want to step forward with his team.
Icy swung behind it too. They're trying to put a lot of pressure on Cryo, but they don't check him.
It's back and forth. It's non-stop here.
And so now what, they try to speed up towards A? EU has to take another step back.
But Asuna saw all of them with the dimensional drift.
And he's popped out of it. Forced to try to take the fight.
Oh, the Paranoid just caught 2 players in Link. EU holds them at bay.
EG are stalling out here. And now the Nightfall. Supa on the swing. Supa gets 2. That shock is gonna hurt. That's 3 for the controller. EU and Xander trying to force the fight, trying to swing the smoke. And it's another disaster.
Supa is stepping up in these critical rounds. In these moments where 100 Thieves destroyed EG with utility. We're talking 100 Thieves had full information because of the overworld. Then a Paranoia cuts off all the players coming in Link. So this pinch into the A site, it's Supa on his own. He gets those 2 kills, turns back to Link to deal with the flank coming in. That is a 1v5 round from Supa effectively.
Those are the performances you need in a spot like this. Cryo pops his ult. Unchallenged on the B line.
Are EG really about to just rip an A hit? Never before seen. Always with some attention into mid, some fakes towards B. This time, it is into Cass.
They've got Nature's ult. They have Icy's ult.
And it's the perfect read because 100 Thieves have been leaving Cass here alone, over-committing into the mid space. Now with just a single smoke, EG can creep out behind it and get ready to pop.
And remember, Cass does not have a TP. He does not have a way to get out. He's on an island. And it's another mess off the flash. Asuna on the swing. Nicely done. Icy disposed of.
It's just that hero rifle on Asuna.
Yeah, but there's personnel here, man. There is strength in numbers. They've invested the 100 Fury. EU and Xander are able to get a couple. Derek and Nature have to hold the line, have to try to stand strong to avoid a Thrifty.
And look at Cryo stepping into Link, just barely misses the timing there. And Nature needs to plant the spike. He's taking his time with it.
Nature committing to the plant. Spike goes down, 2v2. And Cryo on the lurk, on the prowl, on the hunt. That shot's not gonna connect. It all has to be Cryo. A vintage chamber moment in a spot like this. Tagged by the drone. Forced to take a step back, and now the second set of utility. Once again, position betrayed. Cryo on the tap. The shot will connect. Just narrowly missing. Derek on that wide swing gets EG to 8.
You heard it, 2022, Cryo, I'll raise you, LCQ Derek, taking the round there for Evil Geniuses. And that one was looking spooky. It was looking like another one that could slip away on an eco. But I think a good trade out of Ye.
Enemy remaining.
And then this 2-player push into spawn. Running away from Cryo.
You got that shit, gang. Save it for the next round.
That's what kept us together.
EG showing confidence. A little swagger.
You want to play? Let's play.
Ult popped. Last round of the half.
Interesting. 3 players into A main to try and show similar presence to that last round, but the spike And Icy's Neon hanging outside of B. Now, Icy knows that so often Cryo is stepping up onto that off angle in B main. I think that's what the intent is for a late reclear to be on that side.
Yeah,
but
I think you're
mid
right.
is really where the battlefield is going to be drawn.
The drone does not tag anyone. And Cryo takes the line. Tucked in the corner.
Standing ahead.
Covered by the smoke. On the swing, Cryo, best yay.
But this blows up the round for EG. It's just like the pistol round where they needed a kill in mid to play the macro of the round. Luckily for them, this time B is open. It's just a trip on this site if they act quickly.
Remember, they have Nature's ult, they have Icy's ult too.
And Supa was trying to lurk. That's just a repeat of bind. Kess besting Supa.
Oh, and all the tools that they had are starting to
That
fall
ult ripped.
apart.
It's a huge ult. All these players are so
seconds
tightly cornered into mid. But it only nets them the single kill.
Nature pushing forward with the spike. Icy pops his ult. Palpatine Fingers looking for a target. And he will continue to scale and spawn. Two found, takes a step back, throws it in reverse. And wisely so. Tucks up in heaven on the other side of the smoke. This crossfire could be a disaster. The haunt still cleared in the face of the flash. Nature down. A 2v4 as EG try to white knuckle onto the site, try to hang on. Icy gets two. Two more to find. And time is running short. What can he do? Not enough. 100 Thieves will take it to 4.
So it's EU at the end to try and keep things relatively in contention. A messy round all over.
Remember, it was a 9-3 half on Bind. 8-4 here on Corrode.
Just the other way on EG's map pick. But this second half is going to get harder and harder for 100 Thieves. They've got tape to play off of. They know what to expect, but this is an uphill battle to try and take this in 2.
Can they solve it? Can they figure it out? If they want to best EG right now, they will have to. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break. EG up 8-4 against 100 Thieves on this second map of Corrode. It has been a gift. It has been a pleasure. Riot Games Arena has enjoyed themselves today, and for damn good reason. EG in a position to take us to Ascent, to take us to the decider. And 100 Thieves have a really massive problem they need to solve here, Christy.
That will be figuring out a way to break EG's defense and breaking Ye in particular. He has been so lights out on the defense side of this map. So often playing up into the mains, the Sheriff are an op in hand. So 100 Thieves splitting things up initially. High Haunt to see an early creep down. And it will be Cryo solo playing up into mid, but a dart sends him packing.
A lot of pressure towards A, and Ye is here.
Here comes a flash.
You said he's the one they have to solve. That paranoia is so good. Oh my gosh, that paranoia is so good. Double dink.
But the problem is Ye can't really play off of it. Too far away from the fight.
Yeah, but think about how much damage has been dealt. Xander, Kess, Asuna, they're so weak!
Down A.
Ye maybe overstays his welcome, but deals damage.
He's done enough.
Up in numbers. The attack has the spike, and they've slipped the net. They have so many options here. They can fully go into spawn. They can go all the way up B.
Surely not.
And they have no bloody idea.
EG, you can see, are confused. Maybe these players went back towards mid. Maybe they're hiding away in main. This is awkward.
But this could be a mess because Cryo's already decided.
Oh, no. Wait, he's coming back. I mean, EU is now onto the site. He realizes nobody's home. It is a giant game of chicken.
30 seconds left.
Playing around one another.
Mind games.
And a shell game to boot. Where will they be? Where's the spike headed?
Look at that trip all the way back in spawn. Now EU here to cut off rotates.
He cannot overcommit here. He cannot swing too far.
Patience.
Trigger discipline. He spots all three. Two foul. Tries to get the last. The clip runs dry. So it's Icy and Cryo in a 1v1.
21, 22 HP apiece.
As the spike ticks away, all of the onus, all of the pressure is on Icy. Cryo wins out the duel. 100 Thieves get the pistol.
What a wild round. The mind game's coming into it all. But really, it is EU having an absolute heater of a day. Finding that moment to slip into mid, to re-clear the site, to call his teammate back into him. It's just the mag of the classic that stops him from mopping up the entirety of EG.
Ye's decision there to, I'm taking all of you down with me. That's exactly what they needed to do, but it just wasn't enough.
But it's winning this pistol that has now given 100 Thieves a real chance. Good spam shot there early on in mid. It is interesting to watch how Ye's positioned himself in these early rounds, because there's two main ways EG call this half. One of them, which they used against G2 to perfection, is to have Ye always challenging in mains. The other is for much more mid-fighting. I don't think that's going to help him. Austin will teleport away. But right now, the early conditioning from EG is to show the mid-fights, and I think 100 Thieves have identified the mains are weak, and when they're not running into Ye immediately, they can just run over the site.
Right. And of course, it is Ye who's the last one standing in the round. And 100 Thieves have been let off the leash. You take a look at the minimap, no stone will go unturned.
The worst possible timing, Xander reminding him too. I'm checking out the buy. 100 Thieves fairly invested in the last one, so it will be a true bonus for them into this next. I think EU had a nice dart here initially that he himself actually played off of. Yeah, it does get the tag. Nature was just slow enough to collect on that. Asuna jumping, getting kills while in the air moment. Classic stuff.
Never seen that before.
But we've seen it like 18 times.
Didn't know he had that in him.
Minimum. Okay.
17-9 for EU.
I wish I could be that willfully ignorant.
There's a bit of a bite behind the spark for 100 Thieves. You take a look at the buy, and yeah, it's regen armor on all of them, but 2 rifles and an Ares.
And EU has a Hunter's Fury because of the multi-kills he's found.
Right.
So, Derek is a bit weaker towards the A side, has a trip for some protection in pocket, and of course, Ye can always move over. Ye continuing to play A-Link 3 rounds in a row. But now that Kess has worked himself out of Prowlers, it is way harder to deal with Ye. And this will be something EG is very mindful of. Once those 2 Prowlers are gone, all of a sudden you can challenge much more forward lines. Ye fills back into the space.
He's not going to get a fight, at least not mid.
But a 5-hit into A is tough, unless this opening kill goes their way. Hunter's Fury!
Derek TP's away, lives to fight another day. Meanwhile, Ye, who is fighting on holding that midline, falls.
And 2 players trying to come in through Link now in Icy and Nature. They could just be choked away here with Asuna fighting back into spawn. This is a disaster for EG. This is a round they're favored in.
If 100 Thieves convert the bonus, this would be a mess. Icy looking to equalize as best as he can, and EU decapitates him.
EG had overcommitted back to mid. Assumed that 100 Thieves would be putting more bodies into there, perhaps. Assuming they could find a fight, but here,
30 seconds left.
I don't think Ye saw Xander, because that Hunter's Fury is in his face.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
think you're
a
right. Yeah.
half-second flashbang.
Good shit. I hit this guy with the bug movement here.
Ultimately, it's that kill, truly, I think, that takes the round for 100 Thieves.
Scanning ahead.
So EG will likely concede here, and 100 Thieves will likely get to 8. But there is a stinger in the hands of Icy. And Ye has a full load of 500 bullets.
Ultimately, well, Nature taken down to nothing there. Ultimately, this round is just, can 100 Thieves figure out that it's a B stack and walk A?
Right.
If yes, round over. If not, round maybe over, but...
And look, they should know. They just got the flash out from Derek, and you know there was a swing on the other side of it.
Well, right now, Cryo is in front of this smoke. EG just put down bot mid. They've got 4 players trying to walk back in and clear this.
And even EU holding this line, he's going to spot everything.
Gives all the information over to Cryo to play with.
This 1-2 punch might be too much.
Very nice. Good tempered, measured anti-eco setup from 100 Thieves.
Deploying drone.
Oh my.
That's close. Icy decides to close the gap.
Well, that's now an Odin. 100 Thieves get this kill from Asuna, so chances are starting to dwindle away. Especially with this site free for the taking.
Yeah,
30
but
seconds
Ye.
left.
But Ye.
It's a big butt.
Yes. 8 headhunter bullets. Light armor. Tucked on the other side of the smoke. Asuna waiting for the swing. It's almost like he knows it's there. Derek, meanwhile, he's the one who lights things up. He's the one who causes problems.
Player standing.
They're going to snatch this thing back. Xander has to 1v3, and he cannot.
What did Derek just do to them?
And then who else but Ye to close it out? Boy, they needed that.
In a state of disbelief. Show me what happened. Derek just waiting for the forward fight from 100 Thieves. Ooh. The reset there
One enemy
to hit
remaining.
Cass on the second shot. Very nice. But also an issue of order for 100 Thieves. If the first player's jumping, second player swinging, they always get the trade. Might not even lose one.
Icy has an op. Back towards A right now, no challenge.
EG are double opping because Ye has the ultimate as well.
And it is Ye who's going to be tested B.
Super.
Here's the dog. Asuna pops the ult. It's a recon mission.
Oh, look down.
He didn't see him.
Look down.
But the drone did. The drone tagged him. He has to TP out. They're even investing the paranoia to clear the site.
They've got to know where Ye is. Good flash sends him into the open and waiting arms of Xander.
Dangerous game you play here. How far up do you scale?
Well, the retake is going to be awful. Icy's got an operator. Nature's got an Odin, and he's not even positioned to get good spam.
Super doesn't even have armor. They don't have any ults to try to take this site back.
I don't like this at all from EG. Losing Ye just ruins everything, especially with the forward posting. 100 Thieves have an elbow.
He's going to creep forward and get a kill. Of course he is. Counter spam, not going to find anything. Derek drops down. That's the cue. That's the call. It's a save.
I mean, luckily for EG, they hold on to the most expensive guns they've got. But that round was so odd. Just the pace 100 Thieves were willing to play with. And always fighting into elbow. That's now 2 rounds in a row. They've really seized that space. Played on forward. This time it ends up punishing the rotates coming in through spawn. And of course, Ye getting dropped out of heaven. Sort of removes any chances EG have.
4 of the last 5 going the way of 100 Thieves. The bonus, probably the most painful of the bunch.
100%. And I think it's a testament, as EG call a timeout, of 100 Thieves committing so many ults into these big swing rounds. You think of that bonus or EU, because he got that online for the round, commits it with the side hit, not even when they were already in a numbers advantage, just uses that, expecting his teammates to be able to play off it.
Right.
And then there as well, having the dimensional drift from Asuna, full clears the site. I do wonder now if EG, coming out of the timeout, because again, to go back to the early conditioning of where Ye's going to play, is it mid or is it the mains? He's been doing so much of the mid. If finally we'll see him start to contest more forward space like he did when he was playing on this map previously. Because I think if you were allowed to just have him play one main, get on that forward line, that's what gives EG so much information to do with what they please on the rest of the map. That was a signature piece of their success when they beat G2 on the map. Especially the work they were able to do towards B main, which we've seen none of so far.
Literally none of. You're absolutely right.
And on the one hand, you want to not be so predictable. Don't always play your best card because that's what 100 Thieves are going to have all the prep on. But on the other, you do want to still show those looks. So,
Yeah, and honestly, they were so dynamic. I don't think they were telegraphed.
so Ye in a bit of a different spot as again, Supa baits for him on B.
They are threatening a lot of aggression B, but it's a fake. Between the C's, between the I, between everything dumped their way.
Drone didn't see much in mid. I don't even know if it actually caught Cryo. But now with this pressure, this is when you start to see in B main, all of a sudden, Ye get more forward on the line. And that can cause EG to start shifting back. Supa goes to mid. So now you can send Icy towards A where there's 2 players to hold this hit.
All 5 here, though. And those numbers do not add up for the defense. Icy plays an aggressive line. Pops in, gets his kill, and then gets out.
The old back into spawn, though, dealt with by Derek. And he's trying to run for the hills. He gets away just barely.
By the skin of his teeth, EU gonna get tested here. 2 from the defense waiting on the other side. Nature on the spam, Supa close by. EU with so much threat. So much pressure. Who makes the first mistake? Who makes the first misstep? EU tagged up, but finds safe passage, gets across. Double swings in, takes the fight.
Still going for it with the shock dart.
Almost wins it onto Nature. The second one connects. EG still in a position to secure this, though, to make something out of this. A 2v2,
seconds.
10 seconds left. They've got to get the spike down. And Ye's up, might secure the deal. It's the rookie again in a position for 100 Thieves to have to deliver, but there's no shot.
100 Thieves hit the brakes for a little bit too long into elbow. And even though the fights started going their way, in Link, it is Derek and Spawn. Both by turning around and ripping Xander's head off when he ulted behind him, as well as just keeping those players locked into elbow. Derek gets this kill, then falls back into Spawn. And then once this pause comes in the mid-round, he's actually scouting out elbow, still seeing there's 2 players there, getting this final wrap to secure the round.
Into the next we go. Icy has ult, Ye has an op. Meanwhile, EU with the Hunter's Fury, 21 and 12 so far for him.
Don't forget, all of those rotates from EG, Icy being there for the first kill, it was due to the forward posting of Ye. Being able to have that information.
I love the confidence with which Icy's playing. He's gambling, he's taking risks. And he's been rewarded so far, has not been burned.
But now not so much support behind him. Just Derek back in mid. Evil Geniuses letting Icy sit up here alone while the rest of the team hides away on site. Even Ye is completely back in a corner. Has the info of his trip.
Right, and a tether, or a TP if needed to get out.
Yeah, and of course can call in Icy quickly on the rotates. Now that we're down to 50 seconds on the clock, you see EG want to stop playing for mid as the smokes come down. You can't recycle that. It's time to stack back towards A and fight together, Ye and Icy in tandem.
I'm surprised they're not sending more. A dart a little shallow. Ye's gonna have this line. Oh, he takes the TP! And he snaps Austin's head back anyway!
30 seconds left.
30 seconds.
What a hold by Ye, now pushed back by the Paranoia.
And Icy's still stuck on site. Players around him closing in.
Looking for any room to breathe. He doesn't get tagged. I don't think he got hit by that.
He dodged it all!
Icy gets one, but the Hunter's Fury's too much. Cryo there as well. And with just over 10 seconds left, they commit to getting the spike down on the site. A 2v2 as Supa forges forward. The jump spot. Supa daring the swing. That high-low might be too much, but can he deliver once more?
Supa claims revenge. He remembers his stolen ace when Xander lined up all of his teammates. This time it's him stealing the round back for EG.
The Red Bull clutches EG get to 11.
These rounds are ridiculous, man.
We're gonna take a look at that one more time.
First of all, that. My honest reaction.
Me when I see that too.
And then here, Supa waits for the pause in the bullets, knows he has that slight half second. Oh my gosh. To come back in before the spray control resets for you. My honest reaction.
A chorus of cheers from the EG camp. And now a little bit of silence. An opportunity to catch our breaths. An opportunity for things to settle. EG up 3.
Breathe. Might be your last chance in this one.
What's the call from Tony on the other side of that timeout? What do 100 Thieves have drawn up?
I think my concern would be that 100 Thieves have been getting into these huge time pressure rounds again and again.
Yeah, 1000%.
And also have been shifting back into A the last couple of rounds, starting to set that expectation in the minds of EG. We haven't really seen them get into mid and not go through Link. We haven't seen that mid to B idea. We've seen more aggressive lurks.
Vibrant hit and Ye's ahead of it. The dog wisely clears him out though. You could tell what the idea was there. But it's sniffed out.
Early drone out of nature. 100 Thieves aren't really giving themselves any options to rotate away from this A site. They just want to hit it with 5 without any ults to play with.
Thrifties have been in an abundance. Icy playing on a knife's edge.
I mean, he dodged away, hit on sight in the last round, but there was no pressure through yard. It's the same again here.
And this is not a super broken buy here. There's a lot of threat behind this. Patience out from the Paranoia. Icy pops the ult. Looking for the challenge. Xander closes the walls in. Icy had nowhere to go.
Yeah, this time that pressure comes in on his flank. Icy falls, and EG have no headway back into the site.
They have Nature's ult. They have Supa's, and that's going to clear out B here in a second.
But Nature can't really ult. He's on his own into mid, so unless he gets Supa to hold his back, unless he gets some kind of information, he'd just be a sitting duck.
He's repositioned.
Here
There it is. Hunter Fury out. Daring the swing. 100 Thieves standing strong. Derek's 12 HP is not going to be enough. Nature has to save.
And now that's a complete fumble of a retake and the Hunter's Fury out of the equation.
The op gone, the Hunter's Fury gone.
That was good. But the difference is Icy drops this time. If Icy can stay alive on the site, well, all of a sudden 100 Thieves have no way to plant the spike. They have to hit those freezes. All of a sudden the time control becomes a concern. This time the Paranoia catches him. Xander is the guy who stopped him first and then gets the flank.
Yeah, I think the other question that needs to be asked is, should Icy continue to play tucked?
I jumped his Sova ult, and then Ye peeked me with an off, and I just headshot him.
I think the issue is probably that he slipped into the same exact position. Initially, he had changed his line,
right,
and then got a little concerned because no one was helping him. I think the real issue is no one's helping him. He needs someone else to get in front of smokes and guard a shoulder.
There's a lot of presence here.
Just exec central. This time EG with the broken buy.
The only rifles on the other side of the map here. It's gonna be pistols. It's gonna be classics and sheriffs. Even Ye's on the other side. The headhunter's not gonna be a factor.
I think 100 Thieves hear all that utility, think it's gonna be a stack, or expecting someone to have crept through A main down into mid. So this will give EG some time. EG's main issue is that even though they have 3 players towards A, they don't have any utility to stall out the hit apart from Supa's wall. No snakebite, no Paranoia from Derek. Icy's stun is on the other side of the world. So Unless 100 Thieves space really poorly getting in here, surely they can find all the trades.
TP, flash, Supa. No shot there.
Yep.
In a position to make a play, but overwhelmed and outgunned.
But that's just good spacing getting into the site. Even
Yep.
a little bit of the bait jump through from Asuna, teleporting out, pulling crosshairs. It's those details that 100 Thieves need to be locked in on.
And they have been up until this point. That's what's going to get them to 10. Barring an absolute miracle from Icy and Ye. And well, really no reason not to go for it. Do they dare? Surely not. Icy's getting out. Maybe Ye gets a parting gift, a consolation in the round, but 100 Thieves will get to 10.
It's been a bit of a quieter half from Ye so far than we're used to.
Standing.
He got his, though.
He got his. But I also think a large part of it is because 100 Thieves have been either walking around as a group or being fairly diligent in the util they're using. On top of the fact, Ye has been playing a lot more of these passive angles.
Really has.
And that's a bit of an oddity for EG. Only 3 rounds left in regulation.
You know, I want to draw attention to something that you brought up earlier, and that was around all of the traps that EG had set up the last time they played Corrode, all the different looks they had, particularly B main. Again, not interested in pulling any of those out of the bag.
It really feels like they've gone away from traps and are just looking to be able to brawl with each other on response. That's why they're taking the more passive lines to get rotates in through mid so they can come support their side anchors. They're playing as a pack instead of on those slight util tells. And to be fair, it's caused 100 Thieves to spend a lot more time in their rounds, clearing out space, being afraid of what could snap at them at a given moment. But it also means that 100 Thieves just work together as 5. There's very rarely the forward info to get the early stack from EG.
Oh, they fully sent this. Sanders TP'd, cancels it out. Meanwhile, Derek does a bit of the same. Now Asuna popping his ult, pushing forward. Looking for any info he can find, and Cryo swings out. Nature too far! Cryo with 3! Asuna comes out of his TP and drops Derek. What a hit from the attack.
Ye is nowhere to be found. 100 Thieves just dismantled that B site.
And 100 Thieves have just evaporated the lead.
And that's with 3 players stacked there. That's with the quick Omen ult from Derek to support into the site. No, all the utility, Austin's ultimate, giving the intel too, just punishing those side players. Look at where the bodies are dropping, by the way. 3 in the exact same position. Those are all kills from Cryo.
Yeah.
On the entry.
Christy, this was an 8-4 half.
Bye-bye, operator.
Bye-bye lead. We're tied at 11.
100 Thieves have brought it all the way back.
Oh gosh, the money's terrible too.
It couldn't get any worse. Okay, Ye's got the chamber up, but that'll be it. Enjoy this. Ah, keep swinging into Cryo. He welcomes the action.
One enemy.
I felt like a passenger princess this round.
Can you imagine being a passenger princess at 24 and 14?
That round, I suppose. But Evil Geniuses, they have the op for EA. They have a gun for Icy. That is it. B-site is still weak. EG continue to leave these anchors isolated. 100 Thieves have just realized they can run execs. They don't need depth in their calling, it appears.
Supa has to get out. Supa can't stay.
Yeah, with the classic. Now, in the post plants, 100 Thieves have basically always fought up into elbow. Now Xander is gone. Hold on.
Just one, but that is the rifle.
And now 100 Thieves feel pressure to take more forward space, to take this fight into the waiting arms of EG.
There are 2 here. Nature's close by.
With a Sheriff.
It's not just Supa. That shock's gonna hurt. The spit's even better.
The paranoia hits all of them!
Is there even more magic? Is there more that these villains can cook up?
Player standing.
It's all onto EU. He's so far out of the play.
They can just stick. He's too far gone.
What a mess.
It's over.
EG do it again.
What on earth? I just want you to watch this paranoia from Derek. This is what wins the round from EG in the replay. There will be 3 players in backside as EG are ready to fight out of elbow. They will all be blinded. That one ability, doesn't matter what guns EG have. Right after this, paranoia collects on all 3. Icy comes in from behind. All those guys are blinded.
Thanks.
The Magic hits one more. Double op here. EU has it on the attack.
Unreal.
Meanwhile, Ye on the other side, Cryo. Thrown before the fight.
It's a double Odin with EU. Playing de-escalation, he's taken out.
Only one Odin now. Cryo picks up the op.
And now with this pressure down into mid, 100 Thieves are sort of split right down the middle of the map. Got 2 players headed to A main. Spike can't take the quick rotate, so they'll leave Cryo here.
He's prepared for that jump spot. Saw Crosshair a little bit higher than head level.
This round again comes down to the chambers because Ye is isolated on A. Cryo decides not to go for the lurk. They're going to challenge just this one man.
Waiting with the dog. Ye takes a step back. Now playing in his tether. Waiting for the swing. Wait,
He can't TP. It's on the middle of sight. He has to leave.
the paranoia out. Manages to get away safely.
But EG have struggled to get back into the
30
site
seconds.
without any foothold here.
But they have numbers.
They have numbers, but Supa's on the other side of the world. Kess has the Nightfall to fight back towards spawn.
Trigger at the ready, waiting for the right time.
Here it comes.
Pull it, and there it goes. Only one tag. Paranoia out as well. 100 Thieves refusing to give this side up.
You can't wait for much longer.
And now EG go. They've managed to get past this. They've been playing behind the smoke. Cryo, 2, Xander, 3. We're tied. We're going to OT.
100 Thieves have brought it all the way back to overtime. Down 8-4 at the half. They snowball these early rounds and then lock in at the end.
Evil geniuses need to stay alive. This is their year. Christianity settles in overtime.
So much pressure weighing in the back of their minds. Remember, the 2-round difference in stage 1. Their whole year would be different.
Potter has never taken a map off of Zix. Ever.
And now it's even simpler than the map. It's just lead by 2. It'll once again come down to those 2 rounds to finally beat Zix, to finally beat 100 Thieves, to just stay alive in this tournament.
Can they get through this? A little battle scarred, yes, but on top?
And while EG's attack was dominant, so much of it came down to the lurk play, the individuals stepping up when it mattered most.
Icy's been inserted, but they know he's there. Surely there's more on the other side.
He's
gonna push it! But Asuna was there with waiting arms.
He sells the whole round onto that moment, and now the individuals fumble. Evil geniuses are routed.
It's all falling apart for the attack. 100 Thieves may have just snatched this thing away.
Not enough poison orb emitting.
And so Ye and Supa forced to try to find a timing. The problem is 40 seconds left.
How many times has Supa been in this position this game?
Yeah, but this time the hourglass is all the
30
way
seconds
down.
left. Last player standing.
Can't even really manufacture a kill.
They found my trap.
And now Ye understands he's the lamb to the slaughter. He'll take one with him, but 100 Thieves, series point.
Switching sides. Match point.
A statement there in the first round of OT. And it starts with this fight up into the smoke. I mean, Asa's full stunned. I understand why Icy's going in there behind it, but he just gets diffed anyways.
And I was praising Icy earlier for the aggressive confidence with which he's played. And so I don't fault him for that either. Asuna just was better.
And Icy's been the top performer for EG in the map. But now they have to manufacture a win on defense. Only got 4 of those in regulation.
It all comes down to this.
EG are back to a B main trap play, by the way. Paranoia for the line, but 100 Thieves have just been running execs into A.
It's not going to come.
Well, the quiet is concerning for EG. Surely they would have seen something with Supa, so they anticipate the A hit.
The smoke and the drone are out. Derek just barely gets a smoke there in time. Icy's going to play up close again. Waiting on the other side, but shoots a flash, tries to turn it, and gets punished. A 4v4 though as the trade's there. Asuna down.
Last time Ye could not hold his own on A. The support is delayed, but slowly moving in for Evil Geniuses. Now he waits.
Can he do it again? Can he deliver? No! Ye down. 100 Thieves one step closer. For Evil Geniuses, hope dies last. Into the swing they go. And then to death, it follows. Nature and Supa to try to keep this up, but they're so far apart from each other.
Standing ahead.
Thrown away from the play, outnumbered and outgunned. And as the possibility of this ticks away, as the spike gets further and further down, it's only one found. Supa's gonna have to 1v3. Can he pull off a miracle? Can he face 3? No! 100 Thieves survive. 100 Thieves advance.
The comeback confirmed for 100 Thieves. Grit in those final moments. And what it means for the other side of the stage is heartbreak. For the second stage in a row, Evil Geniuses' year is determined by 2 rounds. In overtime, this time against 100 Thieves. It's a heartbreak. The map was theirs. But through the trials of that second half, 100 Thieves fought every single step of the way to keep their year alive.
We talked about it earlier in the series. My brother, what a bounce back from the last time they took that stage. They look like a shell of the team that we know, a shell of the players that we know.
And this today, this is the 100 Thieves that stepped out in week 1 and 2 onto this very same stage.
Yep.
Dominated NRG in their opener. Looked so good round to round.
And we've got to give credit to the